The contract. The smoky haze of the dimly lit cantina hung thick in the air as a lone figure slid into the booth, opposite the infamous assassin Malix. The client, dressed in the dark robes of a galactic syndicate, eyed the assassin warily. Malix, a member of the now infamous Black Hand Guild, had a reputation that spanned the galaxy. His eyes, cold and calculating, bore into the client with an intensity that made them shift uncomfortably in their seat. "So," Malix began, his voice a gravelly whisper, "what's the job?" The client hesitated, glancing around nervously before leaning in. "I need someone eliminated, someone who has been a thorn in our side for too long." Malix's mandibles clicked softly, a sign of mild interest. "Who is it?" "A human," the client replied, his voice barely audible. Malix's expression hardened instantly, and he leaned back, crossing his arms over his broad chest. "We don't kill humans." The client's eyes widened in disbelief. "What do you mean, you don't kill humans? You're assassins. You kill anyone for the right price." "Anyone but humans," Malix corrected, his tone leaving no room for argument. The client, flustered and desperate, pressed on. "Why? What's so special about them?" Malix sighed, his mandibles clicking in agitation. "Because killing a human is not just a death sentence for the target, it's a death sentence for the assassin as well. Humans don't take kindly to their own being hunted. You kill one, and the rest will hunt you down, no matter where you hide." The client shook his head, unable to grasp the gravity of the situation. "Surely there must be a way." "There isn't," Malix interrupted, his voice cold and final. "You want someone else dead? Fine, but if it's a human, you'll have to find another fool to do it." The client, realizing the futility of his request, slumped back in his seat. "Is there really no one who would take the job?" "None who would live to spend the credits," Malix replied, his tone deadly serious. The client left the cantina that night with a heavy heart, the weight of his failure pressing down on him. Meanwhile, Malix watched him go, knowing that the client's desperation would lead him down a dark and dangerous path, a path that would likely end in tragedy for anyone foolish enough to challenge humanity's wrath. The history lesson. Days later, in a distant corner of the galaxy, Malix found himself recounting the tale to a young apprentice assassin, Taryn, who was new to the guild. The two were in a secluded training room, where the hum of energy weapons and the clash of blades filled the air. "Why don't we kill humans?" Taryn asked, curious about the guild's most peculiar rule. Malix paused, considering how best to explain it. "Let me tell you a story," he began, his tone carrying the weight of history. "A long time ago, the Delphin Empire was one of the most feared powers in the galaxy. They conquered world after world, enslaving entire civilizations. Their war machine was unstoppable until they tried to conquer Earth." Taryn listened intently as Malix recounted the tale of the Delphin's attempt to subjugate humanity. He spoke of how the Delphin had underestimated the humans, viewing them as just another primitive species to be crushed underfoot. But humanity had proven to be more resilient, more resourceful, and far more dangerous than anyone had anticipated. "The Delphin invaded Earth with overwhelming force," Malix continued. "They expected the humans to fall quickly, like all the others. But instead, the humans fought back with a ferocity that caught the Delphin off guard. They refused to surrender, refused to be broken. And when the Delphin thought they had won, the real battle began." Malix described the guerrilla warfare, the sabotage, and the relentless resistance that the humans waged against their oppressors. He told of how the humans used their ingenuity to turn the tide, striking back in ways that the Delphin could never have anticipated. In the end, Malix said, the Delphin Empire crumbled, not because of some great battle or epic showdown, but because the humans refused to be defeated. They made the cost of victory too high, and the Delphin were forced to retreat, leaving Earth in ruins but undefeated. Taryn's eyes were wide with awe and fear. "But why does that mean we don't kill humans?" "Because," Mannix replied, his voice low and serious, "The humans haven't forgotten. They remember every slight, every attempt to destroy them. And they have a long memory. Kill one human, and you might as well declare war on their entire species. No amount of credits is worth that." Taryn nodded, understanding the lesson that Mannix was imparting. It wasn't just about the danger, it was about respect. Respect for a species that had earned its place in the galaxy through blood, sweat, and unyielding determination. The desperate attempt. Meanwhile, the client from the cantina, driven by desperation, had begun to search for other means to achieve his goal. He traveled from one dark corner of the galaxy to another, seeking out mercenaries, bounty hunters, and even rogue AI, hoping to find anyone who would take the job. But everywhere he went, the answer was the same: we don't kill humans. Frustration turned to anger, and anger to recklessness. The client, now bordering on madness, decided to take matters into his own hands. He had heard rumors of a weapon, an ancient relic from a forgotten war, hidden deep within the abandoned ruins of a long-dead civilization. A weapon that, if the legends were true, could wipe out an entire planet with a single shot. The client embarked on a perilous journey to find the weapon, determined to use it against his enemies. He knew the risks, knew that tampering with such a device could have catastrophic consequences, but he didn't care. All he wanted was to see his enemies, the humans, destroyed. As he delved deeper into the ruins, the client was confronted by the ghosts of the past, remnants of the civilization that had been obliterated by the very weapon he sought. The deeper he went, the more he realized the true horror of what he was about to unleash. But it was too late. The client's mind was too far gone, consumed by his obsession with vengeance. He activated the weapon, and in that moment, the ancient device came to life, its power surging through the ruins, lighting up the darkness with an eerie glow. The client barely had time to react as the weapon fired, sending a beam of pure destruction into the heavens. The ground shook, and the ruins began to crumble around him. But as the dust settled, the client realized something terrifying. The weapon hadn't fired at Earth. It had fired at the client's own ship, which was now nothing more than a smoldering wreck. The client's scream of rage and despair echoed through the ruins as he realized the weapon had been designed not to destroy others, but to destroy its wielder. The ultimate safeguard against its misuse. And so, the client's quest for vengeance ended not with the destruction of Earth, but with his own demise, buried in the ruins of a long-forgotten world. The unexpected ally. Back on Earth, the humans were unaware of the drama unfolding in the far reaches of the galaxy. Life went on as usual, with humanity continuing to rebuild and expand its influence among the stars. But there were those who watched, those who had taken an interest in humanity's resilience and strength. One such observer was a member of the Galactic Council, a being known as Solar, who had long been fascinated by the humans' ability to survive and thrive against all odds. Solar, a member of a race known for its wisdom and neutrality, had always been a staunch advocate for peace and diplomacy. But as he observed the galaxy's shifting power dynamics, he realized that humanity's role in the galaxy was far from insignificant. Sylar decided to make contact with the humans to offer his support and guidance in navigating the complex web of galactic politics. He knew it would be a delicate task. Humans were fiercely independent and mistrustful of outsiders. But Sylar believed that with the right approach, he could forge an alliance that would benefit both humanity and the greater galaxy. He traveled to Earth, landing in the heart of one of humanity's major cities. Disguised as one of their own, Sylar blended in, observing the humans up close, learning their ways, their customs, and their values. It didn't take long for Sylar to realize that humanity was even more remarkable than he had imagined. They were resourceful, adaptable, and driven by a deep sense of justice and fairness. Despite their often chaotic nature, there was a strength in their unity, a determination to protect their own and stand against oppression. Sylar knew that humanity would be a powerful ally, but also a dangerous enemy. And so he approached the leaders of Earth with an offer, an alliance that would ensure mutual protection and cooperation, a partnership that would allow humanity to grow and thrive while maintaining the peace in the galaxy. The humans, wary but intrigued, listened to Sylar's proposal. They understood the benefits of such an alliance, but also the risks. They knew that accepting Sylar's offer would place them in the crosshairs of other powerful factions in the galaxy, those who feared or envied humanity's potential. But in the end, the decision was made. Humanity would accept the alliance, but on their terms. They would not be beholden to anyone, and they would not compromise their values. If Sylar and his people were truly committed to peace and cooperation, then they would find no better ally than humanity. Sylar agreed, and thus, a new chapter in the galaxy's history began, one where humanity, once seen as a minor player on the galactic stage, would rise to become a force to be reckoned with. The gathering storm. Despite the newfound alliance, there were those who were not pleased with humanity's growing influence. Powerful factions within the Galactic Council, long accustomed to controlling the galaxy's affairs, viewed humanity as a threat to their dominance. Whispers of rebellion began to spread as old rivalries and grudges resurfaced. There were those who believed that humanity's rise would upset the delicate balance of power in the galaxy, leading to chaos and conflict. And so a plot was hatched to undermine the alliance, to sow discord between humanity and its new allies, and to bring about humanity's downfall. The conspirators, a shadowy group of powerful beings, began to manipulate events from behind the scenes. They spread rumors, incited unrest, and orchestrated a series of incidents designed to frame humanity as the aggressors. Their goal was simple: to turn the galaxy against humanity, to make them the enemy. But the humans were not so easily deceived. They had faced countless challenges in their history, and they knew how to recognize when they were being played. With the help of Sylar and other loyal allies, humanity began to unravel the conspiracy, exposing the traitors within the Galactic Council. The revelation sent shockwaves through the galaxy as the true masterminds behind the plot were revealed. The conspirators, now exposed and vulnerable, scrambled to cover their tracks, but it was too late. The damage had been done, and their power was rapidly crumbling. In the aftermath, the Galactic Council was forced to undergo significant reforms, with new leaders emerging who were more committed to peace and cooperation. Humanity, having survived yet another attempt to destroy them, emerged stronger and more united than ever. The final stand. But the conspirators were not willing to go down without a fight. In a desperate bid to regain their power, they launched a full-scale assault on Earth, hoping to crush humanity once and for all. They gathered their remaining forces, amassing a fleet of warships and weapons of mass destruction, and set their sights on the one planet that had defied them. The attack was swift and brutal, with the conspirators' fleet descending upon Earth like a storm of fire and fury. But humanity was ready. They had anticipated the assault, and they had prepared. The skies above Earth lit up with the explosions of battle as human forces clashed with the invaders. It was a battle unlike any the galaxy had ever seen, with both sides unleashing their most powerful weapons in a desperate struggle for survival. But as the battle raged on, it became clear that humanity had the upper hand. Their resilience, their determination, and their unwavering spirit gave them the strength to push back the invaders. One by one, the conspirators' warships were destroyed, their forces decimated by the relentless human assault. In the end, the conspirators' fleet was annihilated, and their leaders captured or killed. Earth stood victorious, and the galaxy, once again, was forced to acknowledge humanity's strength. A new era. With the defeat of the conspirators, a new era began for humanity and the galaxy. The alliance between Earth and its allies was stronger than ever, and the Galactic Council, now under new leadership, was committed to maintaining peace and stability. Humanity, having proven itself time and again, was no longer seen as a minor player, but as a major force in the galaxy. They had earned the respect and admiration of their allies, and the fear of their enemies. And so, humanity continued to grow and thrive, exploring new worlds, forging new alliances, and shaping the future of the galaxy. They knew that challenges would continue to arise, that there would always be those who sought to destroy them. But they also knew that, as long as they remained united and true to their values, they would overcome any obstacle. For in the end, humanity's greatest strength was not their technology or their weapons, but their unbreakable spirit, the same spirit that had allowed them to survive, to fight, and to triumph against all odds. And as the galaxy looked on in awe and wonder, one thing was certain: humanity was here to stay. A new era. With the defeat of the conspirators, a new era began for humanity and the galaxy. The alliance between Earth and its allies was stronger than ever, and the Galactic Council, now under new leadership, was committed to maintaining peace and stability. Humanity, having proven itself time and again, was no longer seen as a minor player, but as a major force in the galaxy. They had earned the respect and admiration of their allies and the fear of their enemies. And so, humanity continued to grow and thrive, exploring new worlds, forging new alliances, and shaping the future of the galaxy. They knew that challenges would continue to arise, that there would always be those who sought to destroy them. But they also knew that, as long as they remained united and true to their values, they would overcome any obstacle. For in the end, humanity's greatest strength was not their technology or their weapons, but their unbreakable spirit, the same spirit that had allowed them to survive, to fight, and to triumph against all odds. And as the galaxy looked on in awe and wonder, one thing was certain: humanity was here to stay.